These are my old videos about making custom parts for motorcycles. Here I share my experience, but now with English translation. I would really appreciate it if you support my channel by subscribing and liking. Enjoy watching.
In this video, I'll talk about how I'm going to make a pipe bender. I bought this kind of shoe for a DU25 pipe. And I have this pipe bender, which honestly is made incorrectly. These plates are welded directly to the hydraulic jack. But I got it for free, so I'm going to turn it into a pipe bender, which I urgently need. And as a result, the cost price of this pipe bender turned out to be very low for me, 200 hryvnias. This shoe was taken from an industrial pipe bender. There's a hole here for a shaft with a keyway, which connects to a worm gear and then to an electric motor. All of this rotates together. But I don't need that hole. I have this adapter for the hydraulic jack, which will be inserted into that hole. And I'll cut off this piece. The jack's shaft will go through here, so I'll be cutting a crescent shape. Continuous sounds of background noise. And here's what I ended up with. It's a pretty clean bend. Honestly, I was expecting it to turn out worse. It did break in the center, but that only happened at such a large angle. I won't be bending pipes that much because honestly, I just don't need to. So I'm pretty satisfied, but there is this one flaw. These two support rollers leave a mark like this, and it's actually pretty deep. So I'll have to redo that. Most likely, they just have the wrong shape. That's how I cobbled everything together. I reinforced this part because off camera, one of the rollers actually broke off. But like I said, I need this pipe bender urgently and just for the short term. So I'm not stressing too much about how it works. I'm not spending a lot of time on it either. And besides, how it looks isn't as important as how it works. So now I'm going to redo these two support rollers and try bending the pipe again. I cut the same 25mm pipe in half. And these two pieces will serve as the supports. For the pipe that will be bent, now I need to cut the axle. For this, I took a 16mm diameter rod onto which a DU15 pipe will be fitted on top. And now, on my awesome lathe, I'm going to clean the rust off this rod so that the pipe that goes on top can at least slide a little. By the way, it's a pretty cool tool, really easy to make, and it can be a lifesaver in a small workshop. If anyone's interested, I can shoot a detailed video on how to make it. It definitely looks a lot better now. And now I need to cut this rod in half. This is what this assembly looks like. The pipe fits on snugly, almost no pay at all. But honestly, for a pipe bender, that's not all that. So this is what the whole system looks like when it's put together. And before you start welding, you definitely need to check the alignment, tack it in place, and then it's best to double check everything again. This is what I ended up with. Here are those stops, basically. I'm really happy with the result. It's awesome. They don't leave those terrible marks that the previous rollers did. This is the backside. I added these extra reinforcements because it was cracking a lot when I was bending the pipe. Without them, I've already played around with it a bit here. These are the kinds of bends you get. What did I really like about working with this pipe bender? If you want, you can make a large bend radius. That is, you bend the pipe here, then move it over a bit. Bend it here, and that way you can achieve a radius. But that's only if you need it, because the quality of the finish isn't right. You can see marks from the shoe here. It's not very visible on camera, but there are some indentations here. Still, for the price, I'm really happy with the pipe bender.
In the future, I'll tell you how I built my motorcycle, about the nuances that await someone who wants to assemble a motorcycle with their own hands. Or not just a motorcycle, because I also later built an airplane, which I also have a video about. So if you liked what you just saw, I would really appreciate it if you subscribed to my channel and gave it a like.